When heaven meets earth like a sloppy wet kiss. Sloppy wet kiss. Have modern worship songs become too feminine? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing awesome today. In this video, I want to look at the subject of, has worship music, modern worship music, become too feminine? I've begun to see a lot of stuff now in social media land lending to this idea that modern worship music has taken this negative shift toward it's becoming too feminine, and men are having a difficult time connecting with it, and therefore lots of men are now leaving the church, not coming to church because of this feminine push into our modern worship. Is this true? And so I'm gonna throw my hat into this mix, and I think it's gonna be a bit different than the narrative that's out there, especially coming from a dude. And so I think worship music is so important. It's so powerful. I think worship music is one of the main ways where we actually connect with God. One of the gifts that he's given to us as humanity to connect with him is through song. I think music is powerful. I think it's beautiful. I think it bypasses a lot of our intellect and gets into our heart and spirit and soul in a way like nothing else can. And so it's an important subject to get to, because if people are leaving, if men are not going to church now because the music is too feminine, then we gotta look at this. Now, right from the get-go here, I want to say this. Do I think it's become too feminine? My answer is no. Okay, and I'm going to explain why I think so. Now, have there been songs that have come out, let's say the last 10 years, 15 years, that have been questionable? I started this video off with the infamous sloppy wet kiss line from the song How He Loves Us. Now, that song went viral when it first came out, and I remember the first few times hearing that song, I'm just like, can we sing that? Like, is that even something that we can sing to God, sloppy wet kiss? Because that doesn't really conjure up an image to me of worship. I'm thinking of like a smelly wet dog when I hear the word sloppy wet kiss. So, but when I look at the landscape of worship, and that's that particular song, for example, I don't think it's an issue of too feminine or not. I think it's an issue of preference. I think there are, especially for that song, because there are a lot of females and males, men and women, who like that song, who sing that song, who sung that song. And then there were a lot who didn't. And so I think it's a matter of, when it comes to that, it was a matter of preference, not masculine, feminine issue. And so then expanding upon that, when I look at the landscape of modern worship music and this apparent critique where it's become too feminine, I wonder if it's not so much masculine, feminine, it's just an issue of preference. Because every generation has their own styles, their own sounds that resonate with the majority. It was hymns, and then it shifted away from hymns, and then music gradually, the bands began to grow, more guitars, more drums, and it just kept escalating, and then different stuff. And Hillsong came out, and then we have Bethel and Elevation, and it's like every generation has their own style, and there's always going to be people who like it and don't like it. And so we see this, like, for example, my mom, she can't stand modern worship music. She loves the old stuff, not so much the new stuff. And I look at the old stuff and I'm like, I don't connect with it. Why? It's a preference thing. And so I think on the surface here, we got to look at the preference issue, and maybe more dudes are not preferring modern worship music. They don't like it. It doesn't make them, they're not connecting with it, and it's a preference thing. But let's go a little bit deeper here. When we look at what is music worship supposed to do, Right? Like, what's the purpose of it? What's the point of it? It's supposed to turn our affection and our attention towards God. It's where we verbally extol the Lord through song. Sure, we can pray. We can say a lot of things. We can extol God just through prayer, but then there's also that element of doing the same thing through song to a melody, which is music, right? Now, when I look at the Bible, let's look at David, for example, in the Psalms. He probably is the most the most emotional writer in the scriptures. I mean, he expresses every single feeling, emotion, thought, good, bad, ugly, that he ever had. He pens it, and it's in the Bible. And this dude was like a warrior, king, man of war. And yet he was the most passionate, emotional dude there was. And let's just look at some lyrics from some of his Psalms. Psalm 42. As the deer pants for the water brook, so my soul pants for you, God. Do you know what panting is? You know when you are so incredibly thirsty, like you haven't had water, you were so dehydrated, it's like you just ran a marathon and your body's literally craving a drop of water. You are panting. I'm so thirsty. And you're panting. That's what David says about what he does, what his soul does for God. My soul pants. Is that a masculine phrase? Would a modern man today in church, would you relate to that kind of a song? My soul pants for you, God. What about in verse 3? My tears have been my food day and night. My tears have been my food. Is that a masculine thing to say? David said it. Dude was a king and a warrior. What about Psalm 139? We all know this psalm. Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I get up. You understand my thoughts from afar. You scrutinize my path and my lying down. You are acquainted with all my ways. Even before there is a word on my tongue, behold, Lord, you know it all. You have encircled me behind and in front and placed your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It's too high. I cannot comprehend it. Where can I go from your spirit, or where can I flee from your presence? Verse 13, for you created my inmost parts. You wove me in my mother's womb. I will give thanks to you because I am awesomely and wonderfully made. Like, is this masculine? If these lyrics, words were in a modern song, would it be considered too feminine for a man to sing today? You see, what makes a song masculine then? What would be deemed as a masculine song if this kind of emotion is too feminine? What's masculine? Do we need to have songs about wrath and justice and God's judgment? And do we need to have these big doctrinal words in there like justification and sanctification and glorification? Do we need to just make the words more theological? Does that make it more? Because I can tell you, for me personally, that would do the absolute opposite. I would hear those lyrics in a song, and I would be like, I ain't connecting with that. See, I read the Psalms, and it inspires emotion from me. I think it's a beautiful picture of a man here becoming vulnerable before his God and emotionally extolling him, getting the stuff that's inside of him out towards God. And so I look at our modern worship, and that's what I see. Now, do I connect with every single song? No. There are certain songs that I just don't connect with, and that's normal. That's everybody across the board. But songs that, for example, talk about the Lord being beautiful, is it too feminine for a man to say to God, God, you're beautiful? Lord, you're beautiful? Is that weird? Is that too Is that not masculine to say that? Like, to me, I think having songs that cause emotion and verbal expression in just a very emotive way, I think is super relatable, and I think it's something that helps the Christian express themselves to God in a way that maybe they have problems or trouble doing that. I think it's beautiful. And I wonder if a lot of these men who get turned off from this kind of music, it's not that it's too feminine, it's that they just have a problem expressing themselves. Maybe they just never learned how to be that expressive verbally, and they have problems doing that to those close with them in their lives right now. So then to God, that just seems weird and bizarre. No, I can't tell the Lord that he's beautiful, that I'm in love with him. That's too much what a husband should say to a wife, not a man to his God. No. Maybe men just have a problems just being expressive. I don't know. I wonder if that is another issue. So we have preference, and then issues with not being comfortable expressing feelings and emotions. And so I don't think worship music has become too feminine. I don't, again, connect with every song, don't relate to every song, but that's normal. And that's happened for every generation that music has been a part of society and culture. Not everyone's going to love every single song, every single style, but to say this whole new feminine thing and this rise of we need to make things more masculine, and that's just, I don't buy it, and I'm going to say I don't agree with it. So let me know in the comments below what y'all think. If you disagree with me, let me know why. Let me know what would make a song more masculine. Let me know what we need to do to make worship more masculine again for men. Because I don't know what that even means or what that looks like. So let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching this video. Have an awesome rest of your day, evening, and we'll see you in the next one. Much love, and God bless.